Hi guys, it's Jessica. I'm back again. More updates. I tried a new format with kind of splitting things up into groups a little bit, or 20 minutes or so. Let me know what you thought about today's uploads. If you watched them all. If that was good or bad or didn't care, just give me some feedback on that. So, but if you don't care, you don't care. So, but that's just kind of how it worked out today. But I wonder how people like that. Anyways, so this is going to be probably the last update for today. I think I'll be able to hit on the rest of the things that I had. So, I don't know how well you can see this guy. He doesn't have a face up yet, so his face is really glaring. Gosh, can you see him at all? Let's see. There. Okay. So, yeah, this is a Twigling Eloy sculpt. And I don't know if anybody thought that for even a second, but I didn't wipe Gahern. This is SD Gahern and SD Hurla, and he was this color. This is white skin, and this is long soles, normal skin, or whatever, I don't know what they call it, but he was this color. And I blushed him to match this tan Dolce body. This guy was on Den of Angels, and I couldn't pass him up. I have always wanted a Twigling Eloy. The vision that I had for him, like, since the first time I ever saw a Twigling Eloy was, you know, just this really gorgeous, tall elf man, white hair, white skin, maybe, and some dramatic black eyeshadow, or an albino type of theme. I kind of envisioned both those sorts of things. And he would wear kind of like Art Nouveau, Lord of the Rings-esque robes, Celtic knots, and maybe some Art Nouveau motifs. So that's kind of this doll that I wanted. It wasn't really a character or something like that, but it was my vision of, if I had a Twigling Eloy, that's what I was going to do with him. And I got this guy, and I don't know when I decided that I wanted to make him into Gahern. I'm not sure when or exactly how that occurred, but and Gahern was always meant to be a tan or darker colored character. This ended up being a lot darker than I had intended. It was I ordered wrong. I should have ordered like light tan instead of tan, because Dolce tan is very, very dark, and I love it, but it wasn't what I initially had thought. You know, it's not what I envisioned or what I had planned. I don't think I can change this now. I don't think I can change that. This is Gahern now. I have MSD Gahern, but this guy is Gahern. So this guy, this is a white skin Twigling Eloy sculpt, and he was what am I going to say? The initial promotion pictures of Eloy, they were painted by Winter, oh gosh, what is her name? It's like Winter, I want to say Winter Green, but that doesn't sound right. Winter Deer Graham. And the initial face-ups were done by her, and those were used in the pre-order promotions, and I love them. Oh, I just love them. This head did used to belong to her. It's been another person had it in between, but Winter Diagram did own this head. Unfortunately, it doesn't have that face up, which that makes me really sad because I would love to have had him with that face up. That was Twigling Eloy. I mean, that was him. It would have been amazing. But so it's going to be up to me to try to do something. Right now he is on this long sole body. It's the 73.5 centimeter long sole body, and it has the extra joints in it. I'm not sure if you're able to see that there's too much glare. And I thought that he was taller than that. I thought he was. I'd never measured him, but I went and I was looking on Alice's collections and looking at the long sole bodies, and then I was reading the fine print, and for this one that has the extenders and the ankle, when he has a head attached, he's actually 75 centimeters, which, yeah, that's, I really believe, because this doll, he's still not as big as my biggest doll, which is my Granado Titan, and he is 78 centimeters tall, so he's still shorter than him, but besides him, this is my tallest doll. And I love this body. It's deceptive. Like, I just don't think of him as a 75 centimeter doll. He's very proportionate. The long sole body, I'm totally in love with the long sole body. It's gorgeous resin, gorgeous posing. It is one of my favorite male SD bodies. It might be my favorite. I love it, and it's kind of bounced around. I got it initially for Sion, and he was on it for a very long time, and then Woden stole it. Poor Woden has been booted, but that's my iOS Taurus head. But when I saw this guy on Den of Angels, I was like, I am going to get him, and I am going to put him on this body, and he's going to be my beautiful, tall, you know, white skin, white clothes. He's going to be this this light elf. So it's very vague. It's more to do with an aesthetic than an actual character. But I'm thinking that he is going to end up being paired up either with Anjanoise or with my incoming someday Twigling Eloy. And that was my other, when I saw Twigling Eloy, when that sculpt, when she first put up the pictures of it, and it was offered with the long pre-order, I wanted an Eloy and an Eloy. So that was kind of like, those need to go together, right? But I'm just, this body is amazing. He's just been hanging out with me. This is a body that I really enjoy holding and posing. And so I have a love-hate relationship with Gurhern's body. It's beautiful resin color, but it wasn't the right color. It caused me a lot of extra grief trying to blush the head to match this dark color. Oops, I got cut off. What I was saying is that I wish I would have done the joints differently with the Dalshi body. Mostly, I think if I would have just had the two torso piece, so a chest joint but not the hip waist joint. The waist joint causes a lot of problems. I think I would be a lot happier with him if he didn't have that. I wish it wasn't so difficult to get Dalshi and that you. I thought I was pretty lucky. I think I had a 3 or 4 month wait, which is, you know, that's not. I think that's pretty average for a lot of dolls. But the thought of trying to sell this body, going through the whole thing again, and it potentially taking a year to get it. I don't know. So here is something that I'm kind of thinking in my mind that I might There was a message coming up on my screen. Okay. That I am thinking about. So this body, the 75 centimeter long sole body, is on sale right now. It's 15% off. Basically, it costs, it's $80 off, essentially. It's a $70 or $80 off. To get long sole tan, I think they call it wheat skin or something, but it's their tan. It's $80 extra to get that body in that. So basically the sale, you get the tan for the same price, basically. That's the way it works out. But you can see I'm thinking about that. I'm kind of potentially thinking about putting him, it would mean reblushing him because it's going to be a lighter tan. So I don't know if I want to do that. But I love this body so much. I love this body. And if I had it in tan, oh. So I contacted Alice's Collections to see if they would do a layaway, because that's the only way I could do it. I've got my finger in so many pies right now, and I'm gonna go over some of that with you guys. But so I wrote them, and if they can extend me a 5 or 6 month layaway, and I'd really prefer not to just hand over a bunch of cash to them. I'm so impatient now when it comes to these things. You know, because long sole has a reputation for taking a long time. Alice's Collection told me when I was asking them about the clothes, some long sole clothes, and that they said could take 3 to 4 months is what they said, which that's crazy just to get the outfit set. So they haven't gotten back to me yet whether they would extend me that long of a layaway. Oh, hold on, my pizza is done cooking. I got a package too. Okay, we're gonna open that. We're gonna open that here. Okay, I can't remember where I was. Yes, so Alice's Collections, I'm waiting to hear back from them if they would extend me a layaway so that I can get this body in tan. It's a really good deal, and it's my favorite. It really is my favorite SD body. Maybe I'll put some pictures in here of some of his posing because it is really cool. Oh, I'm out of breath, so I ran downstairs, took the pizza out, got the mail. Let's see, let me push this back so that... Sorry guys, making everyone dizzy. Okay, and there is the possibility that I would reshell Gurhern. It's possible. I'm not going to plan on it though, because that was last night I was like, maybe I should put his body up for sale, and then use that money to buy that body. And I don't know if I'll go through with that, so I'm gonna hold off on that, see if I can get the layaway. Because I'll have a use for that body. I would use it either for Sion, who would need to be blushed to match, or for Woden, because Woden looks awesome on this body. And I like having him on a body too. In the future, I probably am going to end up buying some less expensive SD bodies, because I have some floating heads that I would like to have on bodies, important characters and things. So, but I don't necessarily need them to be on amazing bodies. So I'm thinking about F-Doll or Resin Soul. So we'll see. So I mentioned I have my finger in a lot of pies, as the saying goes. So what are some of those things? Well, I do have some ongoing layaways that I've been paying off. I almost have, what is it? It's Freak Style Eve. That she is a taller MSD size doll, very curvy, and which I would consider like a black ethnic face. I think she's beautiful, and I like things that are, I don't know, just like a classic pretty face. Not that I don't like those, like the I like them to look like different ethnicities. I like that. So I think they're really beautiful. I would like to have, that's been my goal, is I want to have more of that in my collection. I want more skin colors, tans and fantasy colors. I want ethnic faces, different faces. I like ears, I like noses, I like different things, and they can be fantasy, they can just be different ethnicities. I mean, I just really like this guy. He's got his elf ears, just a very different face. He's very alien. In some ways, when I look at him, sometimes I do see like an Asian type of look. Still, he's some sort of forest creature thing. But I just really like that. I'm really drawn to those sorts of things. So I've got her. She is on layaway from Rauken, Evangeline, and the doll has a face up by Clockwork Orange. It's beautiful. It's a gorgeous face up. So it's a really beautiful doll, and Rauken is making her a custom corset, which, when I had arranged this deal with her, the layaway, and then asked for her to make her a corset and basically get a custom order for a corset that fits that body, she hadn't yet announced that she was closing her corset shop. So it's all the more meaningful and special now at this point, because I know that that this doll was in her collection and she made her a goodbye corset. So I'm really excited about that girl coming in. I like the mature MSDs. I really want to add more of those to my collection too. I just want everything in my collection. So I have that girl. The other thing that I have on layaway is, so when this came out, when it first came out, back last late fall, November-ish, I think is when it came out, I woke up to messages on all of my platforms. Everybody was sending me messages about the Doll Zone deer doll. He's a deer guy. So he's got a deer head and he's a 60 centimeter body, and everybody was sending this to me and tagging me, and I resisted. I resisted. It wasn't a good time. It wasn't a good time, and so I didn't go for it. It's limited, so I do think it's still available. And what my thinking was that I would track down a second hand head at some point. I would get the head, and it's really cool. Has these antlers, and I did see a recent box opening. But anyways, I have some really awful friends. Grievous Girl asked me if I would take over her layaway, because she had put the guy on layaway, and I remember I was so happy that she got it, because I would be able to live vicariously through her. I knew I would see it a lot since she was getting the doll, but some things came up for her, and so I think she had paid it off. She had him completely paid off, and then extended me a long layaway. He still hasn't come in, by the way. That he was ordered in November. So Doll Zone, he's in tan skin, and he's the full doll. And it's also going to come with the little event dolls. They were so cute. I would love to have both of them. And I can't remember what her name is. I think it's the little girl. It's a little mini, tiny, I guess you'd call it a tiny, really small scale. So it's coming with that. And my plan with him is that I wanted to have a human head for him too, but for that size of the Doll Zone sculpts, the head sculpts, I really like some of the bigger SD sculpts that Doll Zone has, but none of them really were like super something that I really wanted. But the new that head that Tiffy BJD Crafts has been sculpting, the elf man or elf woman, whichever you would like it to be, I know it's not very long out that she's going to be sending that to Haru Casting, and it sounds like, you know, that she was going to get tan as an option. That's in the neck size, matches the Doll Zone body. The 60 centimeter, I checked with Tiffany, and it'll fit. So that's the plan for this year, is that guy is going to come in eventually sometime, and his human head will be that elf head, and that way I get to have the deer guy, but I get to have Tiffany sculpt, which I have just been drooling over for months. I love him, or her, whichever you prefer it to be. I want to make it into a male. So there's that. What else do I have on layaway? There's a Russian artist who put out these really cute, really cute little dragon dolls. Really super cute. They weren't that expensive, and it's a little more expensive because I chose to have the artist blush it, because I consider that as part of the doll, is the artist blushing. And that's going to be Cernunnos's dragon. He was supposed to get a Quarto dragon. That was my goal. And maybe someday he'll still get that, but that's going to be his dragon. What else? It's funny that I can't even remember. Oh, yes. Okay. So, if you watch Red Alley Cat, you probably, in some of her recent videos, she talked about that she sold her Christina head, her Doll Chateau Christina head, and yes, that was me that bought that head, and it is in the possession of my friend Miss Mantis BJD, who is in the Netherlands, and that is why I bought this head from Red Alley Cat, because she is in Belgium. And if I buy a doll in Europe and have it sent to my friend, she doesn't get charged any customs fees. I've learned my lesson with that, because I tried to send her a doll for her birthday, and is that what it was? It was something. I tried to send her a doll and as a gift, and they charged her basically a full 60% customs fee for her present that I sent her. And I said I learned my lesson. I will never. So I know I've learned ways to work around that. So if you order things basically from within Europe, then you can get around the custom fees. So, but anyways, the purpose of that is the other thing that I have on layaway is a Doll Chateau body. It's the Christina body without the embellishments. So it's the same body, just minus the embellishments. And that is going to go to Miss Mantis. It too is in Europe, so she won't be charged any custom fees, because she has been doing some work with iDye Poly and has done some amazing things. I've been seeing lots of people working with iDye Poly and doing fantastic things. So she is going to work, when eventually I get that doll paid off and sent to her, the plan is that we're going to dye that doll pink, and she's going to do some gold painting, like henna motifs. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be utterly amazing.
And I'm just really, really excited. I have some smaller dolls. I have a doll sewn Wendy, and I have my iOS Taurus head, and I have my doll zone Big Dipper, all painted by Miss Mantis, and so this is going to be really, really, this is going to be a fully painted doll, the whole body. So it's going to be really amazing. But so anyways, I do have lots of things going on, and I'm trying to be good. I'm cutting back on work, which means that I need to cut back on buying dolls. I've also cut back on my commissions. So my health has put limits on me, and I need to, so I need to slow down with dolls that I'm buying and be more smart about it, and all adult things like that. Anyways, so here I was just talking about how I really wanted to be getting more mature MSDs, to add those to my collection. But okay, so the other thing that has happened is if you saw, you might have saw it on Instagram if you follow me there. I have mini Gurla family, you know, so I have, and I had them in the last video sitting over here. My Agati is a Gurhern, and my mini ingenue is Hurla, and then I have Mishi's doll Hope and Dreamy as Neela and Elowin, their children, their daughters, and they're very in scale, and I just love it. And when I put those girls with SD Gurla, or Gurhern and Hurla, then I mean, it's whatever I want it to be, but I've started thinking that I would like an MSD shelling for Neela and Elowin. And so I put a little post up on Instagram of some ideas that I had for that. So you might have seen that. For Neela, she's the older sister. She's a little older. She's she's a very mischievous. She's sweet, but very mischievous and active. And the sculpt that I thought would be the most perfect for her would be a Minifee Jury 11. It has kind of this mischievous smile. I love it. I love that sculpt. I've loved that sculpt for a long time. There was somebody who had that body. I can't remember their name. They had the body, and they had it on a Doll Chateau body. And I loved it. It had like this feather, this white feather wig. Loved that doll, loved it. And I just never, I mean, it was just kind of this fun thing that I was thinking about, you know, and I had some different ideas for who Elowin would be, and Elowin would be on a Minifee Moe body, a little shorter, very cute. So I'm just looking for an excuse to get another Minifee Moe body. And then Neela would be this Jury 11, and she would be on an A-line. And I'd really love to get the A-line renewal or the fairy line. I'm not sure. I need to research more about those bodies, you know, to see which one I might like better. Yeah. So this was just for fun, right? It's just for fun. So, Morgan, she sent me a message. She's Koi So Marionette, so I hope I say that right. Her username on Instagram. But she sent me a message, and she's gonna give me her Jury 11. She had attempted to do some dyeing with the doll, and she had used RIT dye. And so it didn't have great results. She wasn't super happy with it. It was very, you know, uneven. I thought it looked cool. So her idea was that it was like a ghost, and I thought it looked neat, but it definitely wasn't like even like the things that I've been seeing with iDye poly, it just looks like that's their resin color. It looks so perfect. But anyway, so she was even gonna clean it up for me, and I'm like, okay, if you're gonna give it to me, then at least leave the cleaning to me and I'll restore it. I should be the one to have to do that work. So she's giving me that head. So, which is amazing, which is just super amazing. So then I started looking at who, you know, I had some ideas for who I wanted for Eloy, and that's what's in this box that came in here is the sculpts that I chose for Eloy. So let me grab a knife and I'll open this up. Okay, so I'm going to open this box. I'm going to keep it down here until I get further inside of it because it's got addresses all over it. So I think I know how to open up this box by now efficiently. You would think. So, like I said, I had a few ideas in mind for who I would want for Eloy and who I brought over here, actually, so that we can compare. And I really like the idea of her being on a moe body. One, I really like the Minifee moe body. Okay. There we go. She's really wrapped up. Okay. Oh, she still has a bit of her old face up on her. That was really nice that she cleaned her up. Here she is. Like I said, she still has a little bit of residue. So, I love this head. This is, I've been trying kind of on the low down, trying to get this head. But being kind of stingy about it because I didn't really have a big purpose for it. I just really liked it. It was a Minifee head that I really liked. She's got these super adorable elf ears. So you probably recognize her if you're a Fairyland person. But what it says inside here is Fairy Line A-line event. So I think they call her the A-line event head. I absolutely love her. She has these really cute lips, and the pictures I've seen of people that have had her done face ups and stuff and had her, she's adorable. She's utterly adorable. So here's her. Oh, how does this go on? There we go. So she needs a little bit of cleaning up, and it wasn't too bad of a price. It's a pretty standard price, I guess, which I just didn't want to pay before because I just liked her. I didn't really have a plan for her other than that I liked her. But I think that she makes a really cute Eloy. She's even got the ears. So it's begun. It's begun. I have sculpts. I have face sculpts. I have that Jury 11 coming from Oregon, and then I've got this one. The other one that I had contemplated for Eloy is the Suni. I think it's the Jury 14. Is it Jury 14? But she's basically like she looks like a Suni. People call her Elf Suni because she has elf ears. I might mod elf ears onto the Jury. I don't know. I'm not there yet where I feel like I want to do things like that. So maybe sometime long in the future I will
do things like do ear mods, because I have some characters, some dolls that would really complete them if they had that. But what a little cutie. I love her. So all right, I think those were the major. I'm gonna look around, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Those were kind of the big topics I wanted to hit on, and kind of let you guys know plans. Plans were meant to be broken, so we'll see what happens. We'll see, but all right, I'm gonna call it quits here. I'm gonna eat my pizza that's still sitting downstairs, and I will talk to you guys later. I hope you're having a great Monday and the week treats you good. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.